I don't know if anybody's on here yet or not. And let me see if I can find a good spot that the light's not going to kill us all. There's not really a good spot in here. Hang on. I'm going to cover up the camera for just a second. Nobody's on here, so. This was a surprise, me coming on live, I know. We'll just wait a minute to see if anybody comes on. If not, we'll just sign out. I did not announce this to anybody that I was coming on live. I said last night I may do some Facebook Live, but I just decided to do YouTube Live. So good morning, Rita and Sarah. Happy Thanksgiving. Y'all forgive my hair. I knew I was going to be cooking and I didn't want to brush through it and get loose hairs everywhere. So I just threw it up. And what I was going to do really quick this morning, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Thank you so much. I didn't announce that I was coming on live, but I thought I'd show you how I prep my turkey. I'm trying to get the lighting good in here. It may not happen. And I'll have to move the camera around. And I won't get to see all of your comments because I'll be moving about. Let me back it up, see if I can. Sorry, you're hitting the stove. I've got my dressing in the oven. Good morning. I've got my dressing in the oven. And it's really good if it's cooked and then sets for a little while. And then it's easy to reheat. So, new viewer, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so let me tell you, my turkey's actually down here on the floor. You're like, what? Oh, Alexa, stop. Sorry, I know y'all's Alexas just went off. There's my turkey. It is in a pot. It's not just sitting on the floor. So, it's about time for the turkey. Well, it's not really quite time, but I want to go ahead and get it prepped, washed, and ready to go in. It's almost a 20-pound bird, so it's going to take several hours to cook. So I want to get it going. Now, let me tell you, I use the Pioneer Woman's. Let me cut this off. Sorry, it's going to be a little disheveled today because I'm doing everything. I use the Pioneer Woman's brine. I have used that for years. It is so good. I'll probably never do a turkey another way, but I brine it for 24 hours in the brine. I saw on her page yesterday, the Pioneer Woman's page, that that this was her favorite brine. And so it's the one I use, and I probably will not do anything else other than that. So it's been soaking in my brine. It was cool last night, so I sat it out on the porch just because my refrigerator wouldn't hold it. And I have cleaned out my sink. I've sprayed it down really good. Let me tell you, and I have ready, so I don't have to like wash my hands a ton. I've got an onion. Can y'all hear me? Y'all let me know if you can hear me. I'll start screaming if you can. So can y'all hear? Is the sound okay? I have an onion quartered up. Let's see if you can hear me. Thumbs up, so I guess that means you can hear me. Been up and cooking since 5 o'clock. Wow. Wow. Okay, sound is great. Okay, great. I have an onion quartered up. I have 2 stalks of celery just cut in half, and then I broke off the ends with the leaves just because I like something pretty sticking out. I have everything ready here, so I don't have to worry about washing my hands and going back and forth. I have a stick of butter that I've melted just softened. And my seasoning mixture is just a mixture of salt, pepper, and sage. That's it. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this turkey out of the brine and rinse her off because we need to get that brine rinsed off of her. And I say her, but I really have no idea. And I have it close to my sink so I'm not throwing turkey juice everywhere. And I have moved anything that I don't want contaminated. And I'll wash my sink off. You also want to rinse her off inside. Now, I don't trust my turkey legs. I know that's what this little plastic thing is for. I do tuck the wings under, but I don't usually trust the legs. I just don't. That's a personal preference. I guess I'll leave the plastic thing just because I can't get it out. There it comes. Okay. And I don't normally trust the pop-up thermometer either. I check it myself. Okay, so I've rinsed her good. And I'm just gonna transport her right here. She's a big bird. Big old bird. So before I worry about the top, let me move my bride. Before I worry about the top, I'm gonna take care of the inside. And I just put some of my seasoning mixture in my hand and I rub her down on the inside. And I don't really measure my mixture. I mean, I just pour a little salt, pour a little pepper, and a little bit of sage. Okay, so now I'm gonna stuff her with the onion. Let's go in with some celery. This is how I have done my turkey for years, and it is so good. All right, some more onion going in. You could stick a lemon or an orange in, that would be good, but I just stick with my, and then I leave the leaves sticking out just because it's pretty. Not because it does anything, but just for pretty sake. Presentation. Okay, so I'm just gonna take, I'm actually gonna take the, and I probably should have dried her off, but she felt okay. I don't know how many times YouTube will let me come on live today. I've never done multiple videos, and I've already uploaded one. So I'll just try it throughout the day until it tells me I can no longer do it. I really have never tried to do more than one in a day. And I'm putting this whole stick of butter on her, even if it's falling down in. I mean, some people spray with olive oil. Some people actually spray cooking spray. Now, I don't do that. But, I mean, it would work, I guess. Getting my legs good. We're just smearing her down with butter. She needed moisturizing. You know, if she had the winter skin like I got, it needs moisturizing. And so I take my seasoning and just sprinkle it all over my turkey. Now, like I said, I don't really trust the legs. And trusting the legs, if you don't know, just means tying them in together. And I guess the reason I don't do that is because I don't know why I don't do that. I think I'm always scared the string will catch on fire. But anyway, all right, so I've got her seasoned well. Now I will turn her wings under. So sometimes they snap, but I do want her wings to go under. So I just lift her up and pull them down and stick them under. I hope I'm not getting turkey on my shirt. First wing went good. This one's not going so good. Hang on, y'all. I know you didn't want to look at my backside. One turkey's, I mean, one wing is behaving, the other one not so much. All right, well, I'll just operate on that later. So that is all I do to my turkey. I will wrap her in tin foil, and I will wrap her up in tin foil. I do it in a 325, 335, somewhere around there, oven, and I do about 15 minutes per pound. So she's almost 20 pounds. She's going to be in there 5 hours. And I'll fix that wing after we sign off, because she was going to fight me. So we will fix that after we... And if you know what, if we don't fix it, it's okay. I don't think anybody eats the wing party, that tip anyway. The only reason you stick it under there is to keep it from burning or anything. So it won't burn. It's gonna be fine. But I'll fight with her in a minute off camera. I need to name her since we're gonna fight. But anyway, oh, the seasoning I use: salt, pepper, and sage. Yes, thank you, Grandma. Salt, pepper, and sage. I just smear down with butter. And like I said, I don't really measure the ratios. It may be 1-1-1. I don't know. I just pour a little salt, then I get the pepper out and pour a little pepper, then I pour the sage, and I just mix it up good. Sage, I think, is the smell of Thanksgiving to me. It is the aroma of Thanksgiving. And so there she is. So I'm going to wrap her up in tinfoil. I'll fight with that wing a little bit. I will wrap her up in tinfoil, and she's going to go in the oven, 325. I'm going to do it on convection only because I had to put my rack in its lowest position. And so I'm going to put it on convection. And I'm going to start checking it at the 4-hour mark, but it's probably going to be more like 5 hours before she's done. Like I said, I don't always trust the thermometer that they stick in there, those pop-up things. So I will get a thermometer, and I need to look it up. I'm thinking 165 is the sweet spot on turkey, as far as the internal temperature. So I need to double check on that. But anyway, oh, thank you, Sarah. I look rough is what I look, because I didn't even brush my hair this morning. I just threw it up because I knew I was going to be cooking. Hadn't fixed my face or anything. So, yeah. So we're going to get her in. Let's get I think the dressing's ready to come out. So I'll let y'all witness that before I sign out. Oh, do I add water? No, I don't normally, just because it makes its own juices. But this time I'm glad you said that. Thank you. I have maybe a cup or half a cup of broth left. I will pour that in the bottom. So let me do that real quick while y'all are still on here. No, normally I don't put water just because the turkey makes its own juices and the butter, but it sure won't hurt to have extra juices in there. And when I had just a little bit left, that was what I was going to do with it. And I left it sitting out to do that. So thank you for asking that, because I had forgotten. As I am accustomed to do. Did any of you catch our live last night? How big is my turkey? It is almost 20 pounds. It's well over 19 and a half. I can't remember the exact poundage, but it's getting on close to 20 pounds. So, and if I've done my math right, it's going to cook approximately about 5 hours. And I don't know about you guys, but I check and double check and check and double check and double check that again, just to be sure, because I don't want to do anything wrong, especially when I've got guests coming. Like if it was just my family, we could pack up and go get a pizza or something. But yeah, with guests coming, I want to be sure. So I'll check my math. I've done the math. But I'll check it and double check it several times, I'm sure. But let's go ahead and get the dressing out. I did it thinner this time than I did the first time, and I think it's gonna be great. Oh, y'all. Ooh, look at that. And it smells heavenly. Thanksgiving smell is in the house. So since I did it thinner, I divided it into 2 pans. So the dressing is ready. So, and what I'll do is when it gets closer to time, I'll just cover it with tin foil, stick it back in, and reheat it. It's better if it sets a while anyway, I think, and then we'll just reheat it. So I'm going to sign out right now. I'll try to be back on later. I'll try to come back on when the turkey comes out, which will be, let's see, I don't even know what time it is now. Should be about 5 hours from now. I don't know. But just check in on me occasionally throughout the day and see if I come back on. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to go fight with that wing just a little bit more. And if I can't get it, I'm not going to worry about it, because I don't think we need to stress on Thanksgiving. It doesn't need to be a stressful time because you're doing so many different things. Don't let it be a stressful time. Oh, thank you. From Canada, y'all had your Thanksgiving last month, didn't you? That's so cool to me that it happens at different times of the year depending on where you live. And so thank you. Y'all have a great Thanksgiving anyway. Yes, I love my oven, Patty. We got this when we did the kitchen remodel. And if you're new to my channel and didn't see my old kitchen, go back and watch, and you'll see why. I mean, this is one reason I am so thankful. I mean, I'm so thankful for my kitchen remodel. I love my kitchen. I had the cutest little blue cabinets in my old kitchen, and so a lot of people are missing the blue cabinets, but this kitchen is so much more functional. It is just wonderful. So I wouldn't go back. I love the way it was really a house remodel, not just a kitchen remodel, because we took the whole wall out in the living area and made it an open area. And I wouldn't trade it for anything in this world. I was so worried about my what my mom, my mom's no longer with us. She passed away several years ago. But I was in the process of bringing down walls and tearing out cabinets. It was things my mom and dad had built and put in here. This is my childhood home, for those of you who don't know. This is the house I was raised in. And let me see if I can get you away from that light. How about that? That's a little better. This is the house I was raised in. And so I was a little worried about, what would mom and dad say, and would they like it? And I can tell you, now that we're in it, my mama would absolutely love this. And yes, my little blue kitchen was quaint and cute and sweet. Oh, it was so sweet. But it wasn't functional. I mean, it was hard to function in that kitchen. And when I had people over here, it was like, at Thanksgiving, I just wanted everybody out of the kitchen because it was so tight. And now this year, I want everybody in the kitchen or around the kitchen. I can see what's going on, and I can be a part of the gathering. And so I am so thankful for this kitchen. I love it. It was a long time coming. And it's sweet. There's parts of my parents in here. Let me show you. I didn't know this was going to turn into my house thing. This wood right here that my cast iron is hanging on, this wood was behind every wall. My daddy built this house, and behind every single wall, even interior, it is fully, that wood is everywhere. I mean, like, you can put a nail anywhere in this house and it's going to hold anything. Because every wall, interior, exterior, had the wood all across it. Not just studs, but all across it. And so we took some of that wood out and burnt it, you know, torched it a little bit, and made that wall. And we also made, I'm going to turn y'all up, this thing that holds my light fixtures right there above the island. That's above the island. So yeah, there's lots of special things here in the house, even though we changed it, and it sometimes just feels like a whole new house. And Brian and I needed to make it ours. I mean, because, you know, it is ours. We purchased it. It's ours. And I tended, when we moved here, I decorated it pretty much like Mama had it when she was living. And so now I feel like there's parts of Mom and Dad here, and there's parts of my childhood here. There's actually, in one of the hall closets when I was, I don't know, I was writing cursive, but it wasn't neat cursive. So however old I was then, in the closet I have written Leslie loves Jesus. And I wouldn't let them paint over it because that was just something special. And so there's this little unpainted section that says Leslie loves Jesus on it, where I was obviously writing on the walls when I wasn't supposed to. I wasn't doing what Jesus wanted, but I loved him. So anyway, well, we will sign back on later today. I'm only in charge of, the only things I have left to do are rolls, and I bought rolls this year. I'm not gonna make yeast rolls for that many people. So I just bought the Rhodes in the orange bag. Love them. And I'll set them out and let them rise. I'm doing mashed potatoes and green beans and punch, tea, and I've already got my desserts out of the way, the dressings out of the way, the gravy's already made. I just need to thin it up and warm it up. And so Caroline and Jamie's parents are doing the rest. And so yeah, and our family coming from church, they're bringing tacos. So we're gonna have a wonderful Thanksgiving feast. Yes, it is a lifetime of memories, that is for sure. And yes, my mom and dad would love it. Oh my goodness, they would. I was so fearful. Like, am I hurting their memory by doing this? And you know, silly thoughts, but thoughts that come with sentiment. It was silly for me to think that, but now that I've done it, they would love it. I know they would love it. And probably if my dad's, the open concept thing wasn't probably in style then, but had it been, he'd have said, why didn't I think of that? So, anyway, so I will sign back on later. Thank you guys for joining us. Like I said, I'll come on as often as YouTube will let me today. So thank you. I'll be back later on today. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.